All right, ninth grade. Today we are continuing on section 2, looking at America, a cultural mosaic. Yesterday, what did we talk about? What did we talk about yesterday? What about America? What D word we talked about? Yes. Diversity, right? Diversity. We talked about what that looked like with our American population, looking at where people live, age, occupations, right? Cultural backgrounds. And then we kind of looked at our own community and identified that diversity, but we also looked at our classroom and looked at ourselves too. Okay. So we're going to take that a step farther today and look at these two questions. So what is meant by describing America as a mosaic? And what were the different types of immigrants to come to America? Okay, so these are going to be the two essential questions we're focusing on for today. So to start us off, we're going to look at the American identity. Okay. Immigrants, all right, people who move from their homes in one country to another. What were some of those reasons we talked about why someone might move to America? They're escaping wars. What else? What is a part of that American dream? Yeah, what kind of freedoms do you get? Yep, right? We have religious freedoms people come to America for. We talked about more economic opportunities. Okay, so those are some of the reasons that we looked at in the beginning of this week. A melting pot. Who's heard of that term? Yeah, it sounds familiar. Okay, so we're actually reevaluating that term that we use, melting pot. And it's actually inaccurate to say that America is a melting pot because Americans haven't melted together, right, to form one identity. We still all have our different backgrounds, our different practices, okay? But instead, we're looking at it as a mosaic rather than a melting pot. Does that make sense? Yeah. Whatever you're cooking in the pot. But again, soup, different ingredients. That's another way to look at it. So our book looks at it as a mosaic, okay? And we talk about being made up of many diverse tiles, right? Because mosaics, you have many different pieces, right? That don't necessarily melt all together, but are separate to form one picture, okay? So again, Americans are very different, like tiles in a mosaic, okay? So that's what we're kind of reevaluating, that melting pot, and instead thinking about it as a mosaic with people having different backgrounds, right? Different cultures, and still practicing those differences, right? That diversity and recognizing that, and not necessarily everyone becoming the same, having the same identity, okay? Do we need any more time on here? Okay, so I'll give you a few more seconds. All right, moving forward, we're going to talk about some of those first immigrants, right, that came to America. So the first Europeans came to America from England, Ireland, and Scotland in the 1600s and 1700s. Okay. And then looking at other Europeans, right, many settlers came to America from Germany, France, the Netherlands, and Scandinavia. Okay. Between 1830 and 1920, large numbers of Germans, Slavs, Russians, Irish, Italians, and Greeks immigrated to America. We have a lot of people immigrating to America, right? And not necessarily all from one specific country. We have people coming in from all over, bringing in many different identities, many different backgrounds, many different cultures, okay, and adding to our mosaic. All right. And if you want to shorten this up too, you certainly can by just putting the countries. That's fine, just for you, so you know where some of the first immigrants were coming from. All right, in Europe, so you don't have to put everything word for word. We have another slide. So moving forward, our book touched also on Hispanic Americans. So now as America expanded in the 1800s, right, we have former Spanish colonies being added. And we're talking about Florida, Louisiana, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, okay? So when we think about those Spanish colonies, that's what we're talking about, these present day states, okay? And then along with, right, our Hispanic Americans coming in, we have a Latino culture, okay, that's actually had a big impact on our American society, okay? Probably one of our more common cultures, right? Okay, so again, just quick touching on our Spanish colonies, bringing that Latino culture into America. So adding another element, right, another tile to our mosaic. All right.